Hello fans, let's get to another urgent update. The Detroit Lions have just surprised everyone with an unbelievable decision that has just exploded behind the scenes in the NFL, creating a climate of tension that few expected. League sources indicate that something big is being orchestrated within Detroit's decision-making department, and this directly involves the next draft, a possible structural change in the defense, and a calculated move that is putting analysts on high alert. Before revealing the name that is causing all this impact and why this choice could transform the balance of power in the NFC, leave a like and subscribe, because this urgent update has barely begun and there's still a lot of serious stuff coming for you to understand the full dimension of what's really happening in Detroit. This situation further increases the tension, making it clear that internal decisions are being made with extreme care and with a direct impact on the team's competitive future. Early confirmations indicate that the Lions are set to make a massive acquisition in the 2026 draft, a scenario projected by a new simulation released by Bleacher Report's scouting department. This simulation predicts Detroit will select with the 21st overall pick, targeting precisely the area most in need of depth, the pass rush. This comes shortly after Aidan Hutchinson's multi-million-dollar four-year extension, securing the defense's top player until 2030, but simultaneously highlighting the urgent need to find a worthy partner, someone capable of sharing offensive pressure and maintaining the high-level intensity Hutchinson delivers. And it is precisely here that a name emerges that is shaking up the entire scene. Matayo Uiagalelei, the explosive edge rusher from Oregon and brother of DJ Uiagalelei. He has accumulated impressive numbers with 16.5 sacks in 2.5 seasons and perfectly fits the physical and aggressive style Detroit is seeking to complete its defensive line. This projection reinforces the idea that Detroit is not only planning for the future, but also fine-tuning every detail to maximize the defensive potential of a unit that can define decisive games. The impact of this potential choice goes far beyond individual talent, because it also involves financial planning, structural renewal, and even the construction of a defense designed to dominate for at least 5 seasons. Detroit has veterans like Al-Quaiden Muhammad, extremely useful but without long-term projection, and a series of contracts expiring by 2025, such as DJ Reader, Levi Unzarike, Pat O'Connor, Josh Pascal, and Marcus Davenport, opening real space for a heavy investment in a young pass rusher who can grow alongside Hutchinson, Branch, Campbell, and Gibbs. Matt Holder, an analyst for Bleacher Report, describes Uiagalelei as exactly the type of physical presence Detroit needs, standing at 6'4", weighing 225 pounds, and possessing enough explosiveness to become a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Furthermore, this player's tactical fit promises to raise the competitive standard of the defense, creating new pressure possibilities and expanding Detroit's ability to control important games. Do you believe Matayo would be the perfect piece to solidify this defense, or should the Lions look in a different direction in the draft? Leave your opinion in the comments.
And the Lions have shocked the entire NFL with a move that absolutely no one imagined would happen so soon. Leaked information reveals that Detroit has entered heavy negotiations that could completely change the course of the season, targeting 3 of the Cincinnati Bengals' most sought-after players. And the sense of urgency behind the scenes is so intense that rival executives are already describing the situation as an arms race between the Lions, Rams, Colts, Eagles, and even the 49ers. And if there's one thing this scenario makes clear, it's that Detroit isn't just probing, it's advancing, it's pressing, it's moving with a boldness that has surprised even veteran insiders. But before I reveal which of the 3 names is considered a top priority within Detroit and what that means for the immediate future of the defense, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. At any moment, an official confirmation could explode on your screen. And the most impressive thing is the reason behind this aggressive move. According to sources close to the talks, Detroit isn't just looking to bolster weak areas. The team is acting with the mentality of a franchise that believes the championship window is open now, not in 2 or 3 years. This explains why talks involving Cam Taylor-Britt, Logan Wilson, and especially Trey Hendrickson have intensified so quickly. These are three players who, even though experiencing different moments within the Bengals, possess something Detroit values highly: immediate impact. And the timing of these negotiations is no coincidence. With Joe Burrow out and Cincinnati heading for a potential loss that could push the team to a disastrous 3-7 record, the Bengals know this may be the last opportunity to extract maximum value before accepting an internal restructuring. But there's a huge impasse. Despite inquiries from various teams, Lions, Rams, Colts, Eagles, and 49ers, sources within the league still believe Cincinnati may simply reject all offers and hold on to its key players until the return of its starting QB. It is precisely this uncertainty that makes everything even more tense, creating a climate of silent war between the interested franchises. And it is at this point that Detroit stands out, because among all the teams involved, few teams have such a clear fit for these players as the Lions. Trey Hendrickson is the name that stirs up the most behind-the-scenes activity, an explosive, dominant pass rusher, a specialist in destroying pockets and completely altering the offensive's plan. Analysts agree that alongside Aiden Hutchinson, he would immediately form one of the most feared duos in the NFL, something that would change not only the defense's performance, but also the team's style of play. However, this signing comes at a bitter price, involving high draft picks and a heavy contractual effect, factors that leave the front office divided. Cam Taylor-Britt appears as an instant answer to the Lions' most unstable sector, the secondary. With injuries affecting DJ Reed, Terrion Arnold, and reserves, Detroit knows it cannot risk reaching the playoffs with a vulnerable pass defense. And Logan Wilson? Even though he's not the top priority, his tactical intelligence and experience would make him a valuable addition, especially if a starter suffers a drop in performance. The problem is that despite these perfect fits, nobody knows which player is actually available, because Cincinnati is keeping everything in absolute silence, as if preparing for a dramatic last-minute decision. And this suspense reaches its peak now, because what will happen depends directly on the Bengals' next game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Cincinnati wins, insiders say the chances of a trade drop practically to zero. Nothing. End of discussion. But if they lose, and sources within the NFL are already talking about this possibility quite seriously, Tuesday could become the busiest day of the year for the market. Detroit is ready. The Rams are ready. The Colts are ready. Each team with clear needs, each with specific priorities, all just waiting for the green light. Meanwhile, Lions fans are experiencing a mix of euphoria and worry, because this could be the chance to assemble the strongest defense in decades, or it could be a huge risk that compromises the franchise's future. The truth is, everything is about to explode, and every detail that emerges further increases the feeling that we are one step away from one of those historic decisions that define an entire season. Now I want to know from you, what would be the best move for the Lions? Go all in on Hendrickson? Bet on Taylor-Britt? Or invest in depth with Logan Wilson? Which of these trades would really put Detroit on the path to the Super Bowl? Leave your opinion in the comments. Until next time.